could come over while I was trying to take a nap preparing for the show. And I said, hey, stay on to do the show. And he's like, cool. And we're a little bit more relaxed on this show. We have.
What's up, everybody? No, I'll just get my high in.
Oh, okay.
Kind of transitioned right in.
No, I didn't finish yet.
You said your little brother. I mean, that was like.
Yeah, I was telling the story.
Sorry, I take it back.
So this show, right? The Wednesday shows, we could be a little bit more lenient. I mean, we still don't use GD or SHIT or F bombs, but we have one sponsor. It's the Mossy Oak Properties and Heart Realty chat line. What's up, Kyle? What's up, Desmond? All the chats are coming in now. We appreciate y'all's support and love. With Joe Wallman in the building.
What's up?
One half of the sibling crime fighters of America. I think that's the new name of their group. They're going to get a logo together and everything else.
My posse's on Broadway.
Premium subscriber Robert Holt in the building. Good evening. And last but not least, it is Terry is yeah. Let's go ahead and throw that up while I make my last introduction. He is our football beat writer, our women's basketball beat writer, and 2K extraordinaire. It's our man with nobody else in the room this time, Sam Basin. What's good, man?
What up?
And look, we already got the comments. This is why we need somebody to have credentials that's not Sean, so that they can put these because I'll be honest with you, that made the show so much easier the other day to have Sean over here like thumbing through the comments while we were going live. Justin McCord, my guy, H-Man was good.
Can't even get the comments on YouTube to show up.
Gregory was good. I probably because you don't have enough followers. I think that's what it is.
Somehow I eventually fumble into it, but I can't remember how I did it.
Our guy JoJo bricked for Patty Ice. Amanda says good evening. Our friend Allie Jack, I heard him for the first time on Middays with Marcus Maben the other day. I was like, that's my dude. Golly, man. Let's get through. Let's really quickly go through some of these comments. Let me slide this over. Boom. My guy Terry Jones says we got to rock with Project Pat. Pat is where it's at. Says most of the people, says the delegation. Brian McGlasson, what's up, fellas? Fabian says, all right, guys, what's up? What up, family from Kashmir? Andrew says, I love these Pat videos I've been seeing. H-Man. And shout out, listen, there is no conspiracy. I know there's been something on Twitter all week about a conspiracy between 10 to noon. Marcus decided to take a week off. He's been spring cleaning. He's been resting. He's been having a good time. He's coming back. He's not gone. Steve goes to Orlando 72 times a year, and nobody thinks he's missing. Most of the time he calls in, but Marcus is just trying to rest, man. He grinds at night. He grinds during the day. So there's no conspiracies. He is well. He is alive, and everything is all good. Well,
Orlando, if he's always gonna come back, but we know he ain't missing.
Absolutely. I truly, I'm making a prediction for 2025. He will move to Orlando next year. No, not yet. No word on the staff for Pat. And we're probably going to do a lot of this where we're going to answer all your questions, and then we're gonna get to. We only have a few topics for tonight because we knew this was going to dominate the conversation. A coach with a name like Project Pat is crazy. Let's go. Been seeing some of the videos. They've been really cool. Amanda says we have a fresh start with a new coach. No, I'm sorry. Steven said that too, Amanda. Absolutely. At some point, you need to get some ladies in the mix. Listen, Amanda, great point. We do need to have some ladies in the mix, but every lady that we have on our from Daryl Faust, the princess of the podcast that was with us for the first 3 years, to Paige Sherrard, who was on there with us the next 3 years, to Katie Gobin, who was on there with us. We've always had a female presence until probably about 2 years ago when we did the video version. And like Katie's having a baby, Paige had a baby. It's like
we had Daryl on, we had Katie on,
we had Paige on.
I don't remember Paige being on when I was on the video.
No.
I'm talking about on the video.
I don't think Daryl was on the video version.
I think she came in studio one time downstairs.
Oh, yeah, but that wasn't the video version. That was the audio version.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. My bad.
What's up with all the Nolan hate? No idea. It's just people listen, I'm not going to blame them. They're misinformed. I'm not going to tell people what to think and what to believe. I'd be on Twitter all day, every day. By
I
the
would
way,
just instruct everybody to watch the whole thing.
absolutely, and that's a
Don't
topic.
just look
That's
at the clips.
yeah. We got that coming up in a little bit. Chris says, I don't know, man. I really don't. We'll talk about that in a few. Fabian says exactly. CFC had a 6'10" rising senior enter the portal. Okay.
Did you see the video of Pat Kelsey almost beating up Dusty May?
Yeah, I did. I saw that. Rich Allen says, good evening from Central Florida. What's up, guys? Let's get basketball rolling again. Antron says, what's up? Andrew Mutt said he just moved right outside of Orlando. What part? We normally stay in Kissimmee, which is just right outside of it. Yeah, Nolan could help with the recruiting. Fabian Marion says, what's good 55 in the crew? I think Pat brings all of his staff, says Brent. Howdy. Higgy runs all the women off. No, he didn't this time. Live with 55 across the board, trying to be. Yeah, Amanda does know her stuff. And she grew up in Candlelight. So, I mean, that's where me and Joey grew up.
Who was it?
Amanda Dingley. The girl with Power 10, pretty solid. Mads was with us for a couple of months, and then she kind of went ghost on us. But that was at the very beginning of this iteration of the podcast. So it is what it is. Do I think Nolan might end up on the staff? I think there's a chance he does. Look into the strength staff of the College of Charleston. They're elite. Hopefully he comes. Coach Foy on Insta. Yeah, chicken head at the Yum Bucket. It made too much sense. Power 10 likes Nolan. Shout out to the Power 10. Only 939 is still running him down. Who else is here in Central Florida? I want a cage match with Dusty and Patty Ice. That would be awesome. This guy has infectious energy, which we really need.
I'd do a run-in on that match.
And Amanda says Amanda Clark next door to Buffy. Yeah. Amanda Clark. Sorry. You live next door to Buffy Poindexter, right?
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah. So Joey probably, I already admitted.
I knew one Buffy in the neighborhood.
Right. I already admitted to Amanda that my memory since I was in the hospital has been a little shaky, but when she said she lived next door to Buffy, I knew. I remember me and Roman used to go down there all the time. Lee Newton, maybe we should start calling this the Central Florida Sports Zone. We've got just as many people from Orlando. Winter Haven. Oh, I like that. I like Winter Haven. I think that's actually where they record NXT, which I will be going to at the end of April with, guess who? Steve Rummage is going to fly down there for a couple of days while we're down there. So, shock. Andre, what's up? Jeremy, what's good, man? All right, let's get to it. So, we did find out today. Yeah, Donnie's sister. Thank you, Shannon. Higgy is leaving his parents unexpected. This dude, his parents live in Florida. His parents unexpectedly pulled in. They live in Florida.
He wouldn't be Higgy without it.
Is that what he just said?
Yeah, he just sent a private message in the private chat. My parents just unexpectedly pulled in. I'll be right back.
He's lying.
I knew that would come.
He's lying.
Gosh dang it, Higgy.
Either they're not there or he knew they were coming.
No, it was the ice cream truck for sure.
I thought I heard the ding 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 ding.
Nah, he got that din.
I can't remember what the sound was, but
no, the newer ones even have it like where it plays music for a few, and it's like,
let's
go.
Hey,
kind of creepy.
Excited.
But yeah, it was named today after a lengthy 27 hours of being told that Richard Pitino Jr. was going to be Little Rick was the pick. We found out this morning he in fact was not the pick, and that Pat Kelsey from the College of Charleston was named the new head coach. Guy has a lot of he's got a lot of swagger. I guess if you're trying to describe a girl you were talking to, you'd be like, well, they got a great personality. If you knew like she wasn't all the way, the sexy pick, you'd be like, in your head, you're like 5 out of 10, but to your family, you're like, oh, she's got a great personality. Or he, if it's the other way around. And it's just like, okay, let's see how this goes. It can't go any worse than KP. So let's roll.
I guess it could, but let's pray to God that it doesn't.
All right, Brian McGlasson with a great question. What's up, family? There are some good players again. Okay, from Marcus. Hey, Marcus, what's good, man? Brian McGlasson, if we were going to pay Drew $8 million and we pay Kelsey $4 million, does that give us that extra $4 million for NIL? No, it doesn't.
No, because that's university money.
Yes.
NIL's
Now there's already it was stated at the end of the year. Now, if it still holds true now or not, I don't know. But we were told at the end of the year that there was $4 million in NIL waiting in a bank account for the next coach. Now, did they think that next coach was Scott Drew? I don't know. Did they know it was going to be Pat Kelsey? Absolutely not, probably. So Rich Allen says we need to rep the Ville at Montverde Academy here in Central Florida. A lot of talent flow. Absolutely. I love that. I would love that for sure. Listen, I love visiting down there as well. So we'll have to, we might have to do a live show in Orlando and then have our friends of the CSZ podcast show up and have a meet and greet, have a lunch or something. Like we go down there a couple times a year, so that might be fun to do. Wes, I want to ask you first, man. Pat Kelsey, I don't know why it sounds like somebody's blowing into, like, making out with the microphone.
Tanner, what are you doing?
Tanner had his microphone turned towards the fan, didn't you?
Tanner?
Oh, okay.
It was my fan,
right.
Yeah.
It's all good. As Tanner comes to you live from his bed.
It looks like he's in a hospital bed, dude.
Yeah.
This guy's got his blankies on and everything. Got his whoopee.
So Wes, absolutely, let's do it. Andrew Mutt, look, we're gonna get this done. Wes, I want your initial thoughts, and then you cooled down because we all did it. Even Steve on the air was highly aggravated. And then about an hour later, after, because there were some of us that loved Richard unconditionally. There were some of us that didn't, but had to talk themselves into it because they knew he was going to be the next pick. And then until he wasn't. So where did you lie initially with your emotions, and then where are you at now?
Knowing the way everything shook out and seeing how basically it was said that the offer had, like, the mixed reports about Richard, and then seeing Pat Kelsey get hired did have me angry for a second. But then seeing all the shared videos of, like, the type of guy he is, the guy that's willing to put in the legwork with the students and the community, like, riding around, get people, you coming to the show tonight? You coming to the game? You coming to the game? You going to be there? You going to be there? You want a shirt?
Can you imagine him riding around Cardinal Town on his little golf club, throwing out shirts to everybody and getting everybody hyped down? It's been a long time since the students have been hyped down there.
That's why I was like, the villains are definitely going to be back. Him doing something like, bro, that is how you get people involved. That's how you get people fired up. Love the clip of him going against Dusty May, like Joey brought up. That was hilarious. Like, but the fact that Dusty May sits behind the ref and says, "Don't talk to me." Like, what? You're not going to talk anything back? You're just going to stand right behind the referee?
Man, he had a little video shirt on too, Pat Kelsey did.
Hey, really quick shout out to Shayna in here watching on Facebook, Sean Bird, college teammate of mine, Catherine Clope, Mark Grivna, another college teammate of mine, found out his daughter actually plays volleyball with AD's daughter.
Oh, really?
So I was telling him the story last night about he gave me a call. So AD's a truck driver, so I don't get to talk to him that often.
You dang woman.
That's what he
Y'all
said.
Remember everything.
You dang remembering womans. And amongst the
that was toned down.
Yeah, it really was. It's PG for the TV. But we were talking. I was telling him the story about, like, I thought I was the biggest guy on campus. Always, I was always the biggest guy at Doss. And I walked around the corner, and there's this 7 foot tall offensive guard. Well, he was 6'10" and a half. He wasn't quite 7 foot.
He was 6'3", if you're asking Keith Carroll.
Yes, absolutely. And like, I just remember, like, this is the largest human I've ever seen in my whole life. And he ended up
until you met Mekhi Becton, probably.
Well, no, because he was tall. Griv was
might
taller.
have been taller, but man.
No, Mekhi definitely is a monster. He's his own island. We got to have him on here pretty soon. I love the clip of him throwing the guys' shoes out of the gym. Yeah, absolutely. Jeremy, have you decided if you're going to the, you know what? Have you decided if you're going to the introductory presser? So I'm going to leave, you know what? We're going to do something innovative here. I'm going to leave that up to you all here. The last 2 times I've been to an introductory presser, 3 times.
I'm not going.
That coach has not lasted. He's either not lasted longer than a year in David Padgett, or it's went horribly wrong with Mac and Kenny Payne.
Or and you can add in Charlie Strong when he didn't go to Tennessee, but he ended up leaving anyway.
Well,
Go ahead, go. Be there.
So do you want?
Wow,
my question is that we're posing to the audience: do you want me to not go so that we have a chance of this guy turning things around, or as I was telling Steve earlier, do I enforce my bad juju?
Is it yours or is it mine though?
No, it's mine.
Yeah,
you didn't go to Padgett's and you didn't go to Max.
Yeah,
it definitely. And Steve went to all of them as well.
It could be Steve.
I don't know. I think he's going tomorrow. I'm not sure if he is or
He
not.
Go to KP's though.
No, he didn't. So
it's you.
So it's got to be me.
Yeah, it's definitely you.
Lenny said Big Mark. Catherine said Grivna. Yeah, good dude. But so do I stay or do I go? You all let me know in the chat line.
I can give you my opinion.
Well, okay, I'll ask all of you all. Wes, do I stay home or do I go?
That's a tough one.
Let's just also preface that by saying I won't know anybody up there but Zach Greenwell, possibly Kenny Klein, and Stephanie, who's who I don't know if she got terminated with everybody else, but she was in charge of the basketball players. Which, by the way, I saw Brandon Huntley Hatfield is in tremendous shape still. Today, balling, amazing. But Wes, I'm gonna go to you first, and then we're gonna get back to the pack because we kind of went off topic, but y'all know Terry knows how I am. He knew exactly what was gonna happen when he asked that question. So, Wes, do I stay home for the goodness of the program, or do I go so we can get this guy up through real quick?
I want it to work, so I say stay home. But if you go, I'll go with you.
Okay. Well, yeah. You busy tomorrow?
Hold on. What are you doing?
What are you?
What are you doing?
Throw the flag, Wes. You got to throw the flag.
Oh no, that's a good one.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a sportsman-like kind of. Tanner, what do I do, man? I know you are the numbers guru, so I feel like I'm going to get the best answer and not like from a place of emotion. I know Sam's about to tell me to go.
He goes last.
That's why he's going last. But what do you think, Tanner?
I think you should go, and then
Tanner,
that way you can have Wes by your
I can blame
side,
it on him if things go bad.
carrying 8 waters, carrying 8 waters.
It's
to keep
high
you
quality
hydrated.
H2O.
It is high quality H2O.
Yeah.
Sam.
He's last.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Joey.
Yep. I'm here tonight.
Yep. Do you want to go with? Do you want to go with?
No.
No.
No, I'm not going to this one.
Hold on.
Nope.
Nah.
No, I got a job interview tomorrow.
Let's go.
So I can't go anyway. My thing, I say stay home. If we're talking hypothetically, like if you go, it's not going to work out.
Right. Shout out to our guy Daniel Spencer watching too.
Hey, what's up, Daniel? I say stay home because at the end of the day, I don't really care who it is, as long as it gets done.
You know how
we get the job done,
right? Well, I'm super. Well, first off, Teresa's got a doctor's appointment at 10, and then we got to go down to the Yum Center to pick up our SmackDown tickets. Then we're going over to Cherry Picking to hang out with Sis for a little bit. So I could go from there and go to it, or we can go over to the plans are Cherry Picking and then going over to Bear Nose for a great lunch with our guy George Timmerin, who's a sponsor of the Sunday show and a sponsor of the show as well. So
yeah,
I could bypass it. I'll still be out, but I could bypass it. But I'm so superstitious. I only want to bypass it for the love of the basketball program because I don't want to be the blame.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we really don't.
No.
We thought that, KP would come in and do a good job as well. It just didn't work out. But with this guy, I want to see him succeed. I mean, I don't know a lot about him. I don't know a lot about his.
Seems like a good dude. Seems like a great recruiter.
I mean, a lot of people. I mean, and I know it doesn't matter. Like Dick Vitale speaks highly of it and tweeted about
he
it.
spoke highly of KP too. Home run higher.
I can't think of the guy's name. Brandon something Cornett that used to be on ACC Network.
I don't.
He speaks highly of him. Says, you know, he's one of the better minds out there. I want to see him succeed. I don't care who it is. I mean, I don't think when Louisville hired Denny Crum, they knew what they were getting. You know what I mean? I don't think even Danny Hurley, UConn. I mean, it worked out well. So I want to give the guy a chance, just like I gave Kenny a chance. Like I gave Chris, like any coach that we bring in for the most part. Well, in basketball, I've always supported. Football, there's been some questionable ones, but I want to see him get a fair shake, and hopefully he works out. If not, here's my hope. I hope that the contract isn't for like 5 years like Kenny's was.
It is.
It is going to be 5
It's
years.
a 5-year contract.
Okay. Well, that kind of sucks. Sucks for the fan base and for possibly Josh, because here's the thing. This has to work.
Yeah.
It has to work. You don't make 2 bad hires and survive that. But that's a different conversation.
Absolutely.
But I say stay home.
All right, Sam.
Stay away.
Sam
Stay
wants
away.
me to go.
Oh, here we go.
And he wants me to go twice. He wants me to not only walk in there, but to walk out and go back in the second time. Sam, go ahead. You got the
He
floor.
wants you to be like a non-player character that just like gets stuck and just keeps going
Yeah, like I'm
around and around and around.
Listen, nothing against the man. We don't know him personally.
Sam, you're toxic.
Okay. I
got a bad
feel
attitude.
like this Louisville job fits a certain personality.
He'd be a better coach for Miami.
Say what?
Wait, did you just mention?
He said something about Miami. I thought
Oh man, what was
that's
it?
his favorite team.
Hold on. Oh, that's right. Sam picked Miami and hates our coaches.
Yeah.
That's what the ticker says at the bottom of the screen. I don't know how it got there, but it is what it is.
So I'm staying true to form then. But
Yeah, absolutely.
okay, yeah. So
Look,
I
we're
mean,
still going to have our episodes. Don't worry. I know we kind of got sidetracked a couple weeks ago when you were going to give your KP pipe bomb. We're still going to allow you to do that. It's just going to be in a couple weeks when things have slowed down. We do take a little bit of the summer off, so that way we can all enjoy ourselves. We still come back for special episodes and stuff. I want to say real quick, Sam, before you talk, thank you to all the new and old subscribers that have joined in to make this second show a success. It's surpassing everything I thought. Hey, what's up, Miss Kelly? Sis is in here. DeJuan Presley, Bridget Kaysen, what's up? B. Willie in here. Amanda Dingley says, I don't think you'll be missing anything if you don't go. I'm not positive with the hire myself. I want him to succeed. I want a change. Yeah, I think we all do. Great point and great thoughts. We'll get to the text on in a second. But shout out to all the listen. Here's what we'll tell you. We are your alternative to all the programming that's got to be official, and we're like in the middle. Like we're not as raw and uncut as some are, but we're definitely not as professional show wise. I mean, we like to be professional in all aspects so we can keep our press credentials and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we're just here to have fun. So to the nearly 800 people that are tuning in on a Wednesday night, that is crazy. I know it don't sound like a whole lot, but for the streaming show, it is. The audio version will likely do. Our audio version normally does 10 times the numbers that the video version does. But shout out to everybody that made over 500,000 views of the Nolan Smith interview this past weekend. Crazy, amazing. Thank you for everybody that made that possible. Now let's get back to Sam and his hating ways. What were you saying, Sam?
I want you to go because it shows consistency. You've been going, so keep going.
I have been to every basketball and football press conference, whether it's been bad or not, except for now. I wasn't doing this when Rick was named basketball coach. So the next coach after that was David, and I was there for David's. I was doing it then. I was doing it for Chris. What if I'm the whole problem?
What if you go ahead and reverse the whole jinx?
I could. I want to reverse the jinx. I've been there for every football presser, introductory presser. I was there for Braum. I was there for Petrino. I was there for Charlie Strong and Satterfield. So
there it goes. So
I'm
as
undefeated
Louisville-
on the football. No, I'm 3-1 in football because only one of those situations. No, actually, Petrino ended up bad too.
Yeah, 2-2 on that.
God dang.
we as Louisville fans, we want consistency. So here at Cardinal Sports Zone, we'll give them consistency. So Jeremy will go ahead and go to the
And it's probably, if he goes, it's probably a good thing I don't go. Because if there's any knuckleheads that show up that like to talk smack, I would give them some smack. But anyway,
Absolutely. Let's go. Let's get the comment line caught back up before we go any further because I do still want to get your all's thoughts. Only ask Wes about his. Our guy Robert says, I love the clip of him throwing the guy's shoes out of the gym. Absolutely. Desmond, yep, we're talking about Kelsey. I don't care about the chin-ups. I feel like Boston College, RG. That's Desmond says, will Kelsey ride through the hood, though? Just asking.
you better.
Hey, he looks like he's from Louisville, though, like from Valley Station area.
He absolutely. Somebody said that on Twitter earlier. I forgot who it was. I don't want to take anybody's words or credit, but they were like, this guy. Oh, I think it was our guy Allen from T-Shirt Hooligans.
Oh, Allen.
Really?
I think he was like, he's got Dixie Highway written all over.
Yeah.
Do you think any of the guys that hit the portal will come back, Marion? And I'm going to say this, and you all can say what you want to about. Y'all know he's my friend. You know he's family to us. If Nolan comes back, I think we have a chance. I think we would no. If Nolan comes back, there's 4 or 5 guys that will come back. If Nolan's not here next year, none of the guys come back. That's my prediction.
Not even a Corafor because he still hadn't entered the
Well,
portal.
Corafor probably is like, I just want to be on the basketball team next year, so I'm gonna chill. Hersey's not in there either. Those 2 are the only 2 that I know of as of right now that aren't in the portal. Is that correct, Tanner?
I thought Tyler's not in there.
Oh yeah, Tyler's not. That's right.
Yeah, he gone. Let's not even provide any visions of grandeur here. Tyler is out.
Sam, you said he's going to Miami?
Yeah.
Hey, he might go to St. John's with Rick.
That's true.
Wait, what did you say, Sam? Sorry. Oh, the ticker at the bottom. Sam picked Miami and hates our coaches.
Yeah.
That's quite unfortunate that it keeps popping up.
No, honestly, that wouldn't be a bad spot for him.
No, well, here's the thing, though. I will. Gosh, do we talk about that? Well, I guess let's talk about that segment 3, or as I like to call it, quarter 3. We're going to talk about the portal. I'm going to give you my predictions on where each guy ends up at. It's not inside. It's not inside information. That's the worst wink I've ever done in my entire life. I apologize. That was a horrible head turn.
It wasn't even a wink. It was like
it was almost like constipation is what it was.
It's like turn your head and cough.
Cardon, the wing master, which Cardon, you're gonna have to bring some wings too for WrestleMania weekend, man. You know, me and Sam and Sean and Joey are gonna be here watching WrestleMania. We're gonna get hungry. It's a 2-night event. That's all I'll say about that. He says no. Sit this one out. Scuba Steve said, "Did you go to Brahms?" Yes, I did. Go if you have a new AD in mind. Yeah, Catherine Clope, don't go.
This don't work.
We can't handle another bad 2 or 3 years. We love you, but stay home, please. Amanda says I can't put that one up on the screen because I still have to answer to said person. Justin Welty says, I say you go, time to reverse that bad juju. Babu says sit this one out, 55.
I feel like you're getting more sit them outs.
I do too. Ernie says stay home, please.
Bro, no, you have to stay home. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
You have to stay home because we have to see.
We
have to find out if it's you.
Oh, I thought you meant like I was going to block the whole camera out or something because I'm so big. That's messed up. I thought
we have to see if it's you or not. You know, I stopped going to like those neutral site games back in the day because we kept losing. And then I'm pretty sure that once I stopped going.
You stopped going. I started going and we started winning them.
Well, now you went the times I went too because me, you, and Dad went up there.
Where did we?
Purdue.
Oh, basketball.
Yeah,
okay.
the John Wooden Clyde.
I was thinking football. Yeah,
yeah, I stopped going to the stuff like
right.
that, and yeah, because I'm superstitious. I'm very stitious.
Right, you're not just a little stitious.
I'm not
you're
even super. I'm extremely stitious.
I'm gonna have Tanner answer this next question in a second.
I've stood outside and 5-degree weather.
Hit the follow button. Wants to know what PK's offensive strategy is. We'll answer that here in a minute because I'm not quite sure. B1 family says, stay home, please. Love you, man. Just stay away from it, says Charles.
Ow.
Scuba Steve says, stay home. Why are fans questioning Pat's system? We just went through 2 years of no system. It's wild, says Lenny. Joey says, go. We get behind this coach and hope for the very best.
He ain't wrong.
Marion says, go to build a relationship. I did go ahead and shoot Coach Kelsey a text earlier. The only reason I knew his phone number is because it's on the College of Charleston website next to his name. So I shot him and I encourage you all to do the same thing, a welcome text. I vote you watch it on TV, says Rich Allen. I'm a superstitious tennis player who's never stepped on lines because of that.
I wouldn't even do that.
I agree. Hey, CSZ, does Kelsey keep Nolan? I think there's a chance. But that's going to be up to, at this point, what other options and opportunities Nolan's got. Fabian wants me to get him into the press conference. Unfortunately, they don't let me bring but one person with me for shooting like camera stuff. I mean, I'll get that. So it's just me plus one if I go.
Nope.
Jordan Cornett.
Yeah. Yep, that's him.
No, you have to give at least 5 years. That's standard, probably. It says Fabian. Yo, Project Pat.
Standard.
Project Pat on Twitter says, yo, Project Pat is in the bleeping house. And Miss Kelly, I already said hi back to you, but we'll say hello again, sis. Red State says his record is pretty good as far as being regular season conference champions. Yeah, that's true. What's good, Car Fam? Our friend D Wall in the building. Welch 502 says, so is everyone excited or scared? We'll get to that in a second because I do want to know that as well. I agree with KD. We'll get to him in a second. 5 years is standard. Freaking $8 million buyout for KP was the bad part of that contract. Interested to see what PK's buyout is, along with his annual salary and incentives for winning. My guy KD says your boy Rummage is all over the place with his old wishy-washy. And I don't disagree. He's very emotional. He rolls with how he feels. I actually respect him for that because a lot of people on the radio will just be like towing the company line. Steve is a fan. At the heart of things, Steve didn't go to school to be a broadcaster. Steve didn't go to school for etiquette. Steve's a fan. We started Cardinal Sports Zone together along with Justin Rink because we wanted to be a site for the fans, by the fans. I know that sounds cheesy and cliche, but I don't even think that's a word, but I made it. But that's so him going crazy on Nick the other day, which was absolutely fantastic. That was him being his true self, and him today, as depressed as he was getting off of the air, that was him. Shout out to Teresa Wayman watching the show. Shout out. Hi, wifey. Amanda says, I like that Rummage doesn't agree with everything and is honest. Absolutely. Ben, Mr. Sherrard. I hope this guy will be better in a larger program. Charleston got blown out by FAU and Alabama. Great point.
But you're still talking about two tournament teams there, two high seeded. You know, Alabama is what, a 4?
Yeah.
Or
They
4
were-
or 5,
they were
something like
highly-
that. And FAU, I mean, they were in the Final Four. You can't look at those as bad losses if you're at College of Charleston.
Brian McGlasson says Satterfield wasn't my fault. Thank you. I appreciate that. KD said his defense is pure garbage. Amanda says that was a stupid rehire, the Petrino one. Actually, Petrino would be, in my opinion, the equivalent of the Cape because there was so much hype and so much hope when that hire was made. Tom Jeffries, what's up, guys? What's up,
Hey,
TJ?
congrats to his daughter. She just committed to Campbellsville.
Yeah.
Yeah, closer to home, a lot closer to home. So I'm sure they'll get to go to a lot more games.
Our guy Q says, get out of here with that mess. You ain't the jinx. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
He might be.
I might be. Amanda says being in the portal doesn't necessarily guarantee they're gone, though. They have to get. So here's, again, and we'll talk more about this in the portal section of the show, but they put themselves in the portal. For those of you all that don't know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do, but for those that don't know, the portal is used for you to get a valuation of what you're worth. So let's say if you are Brandon Huntley Hatfield, and I'm just throwing out names and numbers. So this is not me saying this is what, but let's say Brandon Huntley Hatfield got $150,000 from Louisville. He puts himself in the portal. Texas reaches out to him. We'll give you 225. Texas A&M's like, we'll give you 250. Well, now Brandon can come back to Louisville and be like, well, the highest I got was 250, It's still more than you all. Are you all willing to match that? If we do, he stays. If we don't, he goes. But I don't think any of them stay without a familiar face on the staff. That's just my prediction. That's not inside information. Oh no, Q. I don't have nothing against Valley Station.
No, I grew up.
That's we grew up that way, out that way. That's what Alan from T-shirt Hooligans. Attack him, not me. Cardone with a thumbs up. Steven says, "Go be there, see that energy firsthand." See, that's the only thing, man.
What energy?
Project Pat says, "Nothing about you is bad." I appreciate that, Project Pat. Larry Whitaker says, "Let's get ready for a heck of a ride." Allie says, "From KP to PK." Hopefully the records are inverted as well. That's the only thing that Robert
Especially
Holt
that
says,
first season.
how do we get an invite to the WrestleMania party? Well, you got to work for Cardinal Sports Zone or be a blood relative,
or it's $50 a seat,
or it's $50 a seat.
Unbelievable.
Shut up, Sean. Ben said, "I hope the guy will be better." Oh, okay, we already read that. Lisa said, "Hey, CSZ family, join late to get your take." We'll appreciate that. Do you think PK will get the same $4 million NIL? I haven't talked to my people up there. I will get you all an update here soon. But that was told to all of us. Now, not through 502 Circle. They didn't tell me that. Let's make that perfectly clear. By the way, the returns of the 502 Circle. Louisville live stream brought to you by the Ravon Sports app and 502 Circle. Return next Tuesday, 7 p.m. We will have Jonathan Mendoza, the big Yale man, and Monroe Mills on here. So I'm gonna need Sam to give me his best questions that I can ask those two fine young men along with mine. But getting back on track, y'all know I get sidetracked. We were told that there was $4 million already, but 2 months before KP was fired, we were told there's $4 million in the bank for NIL for the next coach, no matter who it is. So we'll have to see. Fabian, oh yeah, I'm not gonna put that up there because Bob made a mistake, right? And he's not a genuine, he's made mistakes before, but he is not a genuinely bad or negative person. He made a mistake. He's owned up to it. Let's just not bring that up. Patty Ice, that's what Sharon's gonna call him, is Patty Ice. Love Sharon. Amanda says, "Congratulations." Oh, okay. Rummage is real. Charles says, "Can't be plastic with this stuff." Thanks, God. Much appreciated from TJ. The Pat attack. Pat's where it's at, I think, is a good one. He's going to bring the energy back to the young. Now, I do agree with that. I don't even know how to read this one, but OA 9P OOA Anthony Moore says, "Was it just me or does Shirts remind anyone of a Slim Butterbean or a Mini Vader?" He does. He kind of does. TJ says he's in Valley Station also.
Yep. He's still at the same house. I helped him move a big old tree one time that was it ice stormed and fell over his driveway when he and I worked at Kunanago together.
Listen, we weren't saying anything, and Alan wasn't saying, but there is a distinct type of person that lives in Valley Station and down Dixie Highway that way, and it's just that
These are my people.
Description was accurate. Like I think I grew up with Pat Kelsey. I'm not sure. Pat Kelsey does remind me of like an orthodontist or a orthopedic. He reminds me a lot of the first look I got of him.
He reminds me of a dermatologist.
I was like Dr. Griffin. He looks just like kind of like Dr. Griffin. Which, sorry, Dr. Griffin, if you're listening to this, I got you really excited with the Richard Pitino stuff yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was up there, wasn't you?
Lil Rick wasn't the pick, but that's what we all thought. Louisville women's lacrosse up 7-1 on Xavier, says Q. Matthew Taylor says Prairie Village representing Go Cards. RL Holt says, "What about food?" That's another $25. Especially if Cardon's bringing everything.
Yeah.
Marion Clark says, "I hope Coach PK keeps Nolan. Coach Nolan is the key." I think PK and Nolan would have. Yeah, I think they would be a great combination. Brian says, "Can't call him PK. That is reserved for the birthday boy, Preston Knowles."
That's right.
It was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to him. Amanda says, "All over this NIL crap for sure." We got a lot of comments. Love it when we have a lot of comments. Nearly 1,000 people watching.
Take them to the mat pat.
Take them to the mat.
Body slam them.
Absolutely. Let's see. Whoops. Watched Alabama versus Charleston, and Pat Kelsey was assistant to Chris Mack, but you don't play the pack line defense. Thank God.
So I've been hearing a lot that he did, though.
No.
I think he did early at Winthrop, but
Yeah, not here.
Okay,
I guess
good.
as he's progressed as a coach, he's changed, which is good to hear. He's
Absolutely.
adaptable.
Brad Parnell, do you think Pat needs to go get an elite recruiter who's used to recruiting? I do. No, Fabian, no worries. I try not to rock the boat, man. My biggest thing is there's enough food on the table for everybody to take a bite out of, despite situations. Like I want everybody to eat. So it is what it is. Red State says in 12 years and 2 conferences, Kelsey has had 1 losing season, and that was his first. Absolutely. Charles says, how about an invite? My birthday is that day. Why do you keep hating on
$50.
VS? Who's VS?
Valley Station.
Oh, no. There's
Not.
no hate. We grew up in Valley
We
Station.
love Valley
We
Station.
love Valley Station. That was just a comment that somebody on Twitter made, and then somebody in
And
here
I don't
made it
even
as
believe
well.
that Alan meant it in a bad way.
No. It's where I'm from. They're right.
Oh.
See, Andrew agreed, man. Andrew said it's where I'm from. They're right. I wasn't hating. There's no hate ever comes from this.
What's the one lawyer that's got a bald head?
I don't know.
Oh gosh.
I
He
believe
represented Breonna Taylor's family. I can't remember his name now.
Christopher.
Huh? No, Christopher 2X ain't a lawyer. It's a local lawyer. Aguiar, Sam Aguiar. That's kind of who Pat Kelsey reminds me of.
a little bit. I believe we were number 1 under Mac at one point with the pack line, but not sure if Pat Kelsey utilizes that. Atlanta in the house. Walter Hale. Let's go, Pat Kelsey. Amanda says, I'm fairly certain my cousin's boyfriend played for Pat Kelsey at Winthrop, and he recruited my other cousin, but that cousin went to Florida Gulf Coast. I'm going to have to research this now. Our guy Terry says, will we twitch if Pat says the word fight more than once? I will poop my pants. It will be real stinky in there. Hey, Tanner, you got to say we're fried one good time. Desmond, I like it. Go ahead, Tanner.
We're not fried. Not yet.
Rich Allen says, I think Pat looks like Donnie Wahlberg. Okay.
Don't burn down the Brown Hotel or try to.
Gravy Train says, LOL, I bet he would have crawled to Louisville. I thought we were swinging for the fences.
Hey, sometimes you swing and miss.
Brad Parnell says, if you count the womb, I spent my first 12 years in Valley Station. Sun Valley subdivision to be precise.
Okay.
I went to Johnsontown Road Elementary. Shout out to all those places. And Allie Jack says, I predict at least 3 transfers from College of Charleston to the Ville.
I got
That's
2.
too many.
I think
3 too many.
I think there's 2 that we could benefit from. And I sent it in the chat. Burnham and Rain Smith. Hey man, you can already see, and I heard this earlier, but like the Rain Smith kid, I think was their leading scorer, like 14 or 15 points a game.
12.8.
Okay, 12 point. All right. But you could already see some shirts like "Make It Rain." I mean, obviously he spells his name like Reyne or something.
Yeah,
Make it rain on him.
He had a couple 30-point games this year, and I mean, period at any collegiate level,
It's
if you
no
score 30,
slouch.
right? You can
Watch Jack
shoot the
Golke
ball.
drop 32.
Both of those guys shoot 35% plus from the 3-point line. They both averaged over 10 points a game. And they'll bring some knowledge of the system he likes. So that'll help with whoever we have on the team to help integrate that system with those players. They've got experience, so you got some, at least at worst case, you got some guys that come off the bench that have some experience.
Dalton sent a picture of him at Cardinal Stadium with a microphone in front of him. And I asked him, so what are you doing there? Like, what sport are you? And the dude wrote back, announcing. Well, no, Sherlock.
Hit the button. No.
Uneffing believable.
His theme music.
No, I can't do that. I don't want I don't want to be copyrighted. That's why we had to stop doing it, because we were getting a bunch. 1,033 on here on the live stream, by the way. Amazing. Glad y'all came back. Hope you all continue to come back. Again, we are sitting around in our homes. We are friends that we're talking sports, and we want y'all to have a say. We're going to try to figure out a way here soon to be able to have, not obviously you can't call in because it's a streaming show, but maybe we can get a guest link to where we can start having guests in here. That gets a little dicey because then you got people that just want to get on here and be like, Hey guys, go Cards, go! Because that happened to us one time. It was one of it was back when we were on Blog Talk Radio. So this was CSZ 1.0, and we were doing an impromptu Friday night. I forgot what happened. I think we may have won the Super Regionals to go to the College World Series that year. We had just beaten Kennesaw State actually here at home to clinch our College World Series berth. One of the birdies got the save and clinched it. And we got on the show, and we got about 45 minutes into it, and this guy got on. He's like, "We beat those mother truckers, didn't we?" And I had to delete the show off of the thing because our sponsors did not like that at that time. So it is what it is. College of Charleston leading scorer, 39% from the three.
Yeah.
Be good to bring 2 or 3 from College of Charleston to help instill the culture and accelerate the learning process.
That's what I was saying.
Incidentally, Quentin says, "What kind of assistance would you likely, ideally, to see brought on staff? What about the dude that left West Virginia? I really don't know. Any chance for Mark Lieberman to be on staff? I think they go a long way to appease a lot of fans. I think
Why?
that if Lieberman is on staff, well, I mean, look,
I understand that.
like he's been in the game. He knows what he's doing. He's a great X's and O's guy. Like he probably would have been well to be on this past staff. Oh Mamba, go Cards, new beginnings, absolutely. Brian Davis says he's going to support Pat no matter what. Go Cards. Walter Hill says Nolan Smith will be an awesome recruiter for Pat Kelsey to hold on to. I agree. Look, we're gonna. I want to really quickly wrap up Pat Kelsey because we do have other stuff to talk about, and we're already 48 minutes into an hour-long show, and we'll do a little overtime for y'all. But Sam, I want to, because we got Wes's thought. Did we get all the way through your thoughts, Wes?
Pretty much.
Because I feel like we got hijacked.
We did, but we didn't. It's
Okay. Sam, what are your thoughts on? I know we're probably going straight from the ice box to the fire here. Hold on real quick. Let me get your caption ready for you as you start going. All right. What are your thoughts on the hire?
Before I do that, I wanted to, y'all said Mark Lieberman. Like, why would he be? The reason why I'm thinking is a lot of people didn't want Richard Pitino Jr. because he was associated with Rick Pitino. Isn't Mark Lieberman associated with Rick Pitino too?
I have no idea. I've never heard the association
between Lieberman and Pitino.
Yeah.
There's an association. I honestly, I'll look this up.
Was he an assistant?
I believe he was.
He was.
Okay. All right.
Well, so then there's the association.
Well, okay, but I didn't know that. But regardless, I think the thing about that is the head. We were talking about Pitino as the Richard
head
Pitino
coach
as the head coach.
Okay. Because I just know people wanted to get as far away from the Pitino name and association as possible. But okay, I got you. So my thoughts originally was like most of everyone. I was easily persuaded to be like, you know what? Richard Pitino Jr. would do a good job at Louisville. The record isn't what you want. He's still young, 41, but 12 years of head coaching experience. He's done a good job, but he can still grow, and he knows the city, he knows the university, he knows how it works here.
He's got Power 5 experience,
which would give him a leg up on any of the other competition that we would want to come to Louisville. He had the leg up in terms of how the city and university runs.
And really quickly, I know that Lieberman and Nolan are friends, so that would be another.
I just think you would appease with both of those guys. You would appease both sides of the fence right now.
Yep, I don't disagree.
And like you said, Lieberman X's and O's. Not that Nolan don't know, but X's and O's. But
Nolan's a defensive mastermind.
But the recruiting from him, like you need a guy that can go in and get 4 and 5 star guys.
Yeah,
that's your guy.
An ace recruiter.
Lieberman to really drop the knowledge on X's and O's. But anyways, sorry, go ahead, Sam. You hate Louisville.
So when I heard it was Kelsey, immediately I was shocked because I'm like, okay, like I get the fiery personality and how he could fit. I get it. But to me, Louisville is one of those jobs like I was saying earlier in the chat, like a Duke, North Carolina, the folks up the road, Kansas. It's more of a corporation. You rather be a CEO, and you have to be bigger than the job. You can't let it overwhelm you. And I feel like jumping from the College of Charleston to Louisville right off the bat, I think it was just going to be too much for him in the long run. Like I feel it was too much for Chris Mack in the long run, and he wilted under the pressure. I'm not saying that I wish him harm or not harm, but I wish he fails at Louisville. No, because I want Louisville to succeed again. I don't care who it is at the helm. I just thought that we could have done a better job in my mind.
Well, yeah, when you get down to the 14th person on the list, you absolutely.
And we weren't in that room with Josh when he's making pitches and trying to sign guys either.
Even though now from current information and stuff, intel that we've gathered together, this guy was the pick over Richard Pitino and Josh Schertz, because Josh Schertz was also linked, even today, linked to a job at FAU that he turned down to stay at St. Louis. So who knows? Tanner. So first off, 2-part question: what kind of an offense does he run? And secondly, how do you feel about him? I know from our private chats that this wasn't the pick that anybody made first off, second off, third off, fourth off, fifth off, sixth off, seventh off, eighth off, ninth off, 10th off, 11th off, 12th off, 13th off, or 14th off. But he's the new guy. No matter how many people dislike him, or no matter how many people are texting me, he's not the guy. You know that, Jeremy. Whether I feel that or not, he's the guy. So we've got to support that. So what were your feelings on that, Tanner?
I thought, for all things considered, like, I was surprised, like I'm pretty sure everybody else was at first, but as like I read more about him and his background, and the thing that really struck me was like his attention to detail on stuff, because I was watching a few videos of his practices where he was getting into like he was walking through like the opposing team's tendencies on offense, and he was like talking about how they use their body to make plays and score the ball. So I think that's really interesting. And I think too, I think his mindset is really what we need right now. Just somebody who's gonna just grind away at like the intricate things of the game, like just scouting, um, just like preparing teams and stuff like that. But his offense, it almost reminds me of like I know they just played Alabama, but it's almost like Nate Oates, I would say. They shoot a lot of threes, and then they drive to the lane for layups. It's not exactly like Nate Oates' style, but they do move the ball around quite a bit. And his recruiting, I was actually surprised to learn that he was able to recruit a couple high 3 stars and 4 stars to College of Charleston, which is pretty good for it used to be the Colonial Conference, but now it's, I think, the Coastal. So that was good.
Plus, he's also responsible for like one of the greatest recruiting classes in Wake Forest history. We
Oh
found
yeah,
as well.
Yeah, he was the primary recruiter for Jeff Teague and Ish Smith, and a couple other guys that
four
came through
NBA guys,
before.
4 guys that ended up playing in the NBA.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I think his energy is really good. I know that's been said a lot, but I think that's really good in what we need right now to get fans engaged.
Well, yeah, and really quick, Tanner, not to interrupt you, but I think that was one of KP's biggest, amongst the many downfalls. One of his biggest downfalls, he didn't try to lift the fans back up. Whether it was, it wouldn't have been anything for him or Nolan to be able, and he wouldn't let Nolan speak. But for him to get on there and be, you know what, guys, just bring some energy. Like you could never tell. Sometimes it looked like Danny Manning was sleeping on the bench. Half the time it looked like
nobody ever knew what
Josh Jameson. I think he was a hologram. I don't know that he actually was there.
AI.
I believe it was some AI. Sort of CGI kind of weird stuff. Wes Brown in the building. What's up? Hope y'all have a great day.
Here's a good word to describe like KP's relationship with the fans. Oblivious.
Hold on. I think I got a better word. I think it's look,
oblivious.
Some people know what that means. Some people like Tanner are like, what is he like struggling to breathe in the middle of his no? Like, what's going on? Louisville MBB on YouTube says the golf cart has already been ordered. Place an order to the Baby Gap for the medium shirts that Coach Kelsey will wear.
Hey, man, those shirts was tight, bro.
Literally.
I could see his blood pressure going up against Dusty May through his shirt. Like that vein in his side was going boom, boom, boom.
Now, I'm going to put some comments. I'm going to ask Joey because he's the only one that hasn't touched on this. Your thoughts of Pat Kelsey. I'm going to put your all's comments on the screen so we can get through some of these. And we'll answer any questions that end up being asked.
My thoughts?
Oh, and also I'll say this. I think according to ESPN, they had like they were 26, so they were just outside the top 25 in points per game at shoot, I just scrolled up at 80.9. So they were ahead of Baylor, Duke, Creighton.
They had about a 7.5 point per game margin. Like they averaged 80 points and gave up 73. Yeah, it's. I mean, how many
Joe,
times
your thoughts?
We had 80 last year.
Go ahead, Tanner.
I was just gonna say the hope is that the defense improves as you recruit better athletes at this level. And I would like to see Nolan Smith stay on staff to help him navigate the ACC and get those athletes in here. I think that would go a long way. But
and for those of y'all that are watching, I know a lot of y'all are watching from Twitter. It shows me sign up to the YouTube channel. It's Cardinal Sports Zone 55. It was the only one available. I know y'all are like, you make everything 55. No, I didn't mean to that time. Our old one was just Cardinal Sports Zone. It's got a lot of the Sugar Bowl videos.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Stuff
so
on it.
People that want to come over and watch wrestling, it's $55. I made a mistake.
55. You messed that up.
I made a mistake. And then $25.26.
26 for food. 55 for admission, 26 for food. But
bring $80.
YouTube channel is Cardinal Sports Zone. Is it? Oh, it's right there. Cardinal Sports Zone 55. Subscribe. We like that y'all are watching on Twitter and Facebook, but we need y'all over there. We don't get any money for y'all watching on Twitter. We do for Facebook and YouTube. So kind of, meander over there if you can. Joey, I want to get your thoughts on Pat Kelsey. I'm going to throw these comments up, and then we'll get to the second quarter of the show 1 hour in. Go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about him like I spoke earlier, but I mean, I want him to do good. I don't care if his name's Pat Kelsey, if it's Joe Schmo, whoever. I want to be back to winning basketball again, exciting basketball. And like I said earlier, probably won't happen, but I think if you bring in Mark Lieberman, you retain Nolan, you bridge to the both sides of the fence in this city right now. And then you probably look to get one more guy, maybe it's an old head, one of those guys that you can bring in to help, just guide, the team himself, whatever. But I just want to win, man. Like Al Davis used to say, just win, baby. That's all I need to see. I don't care who it is.
Absolutely. And let's get to a couple of these comments. Amanda wants to know, I don't know if he backed out or if U of L backed out. Well, here's the thing. Without giving up too much inside information, like Richard wanted to be here. And then we just, like when you call that girl you really want to holler at, and then she just doesn't answer the phone. Well, that's what's happened in the last 12 hours. We just stopped. We were looking at our caller ID.
He got the doo-doo-doo.
Like, who this? New phone, who this? So
The number you're trying to reach is no longer in service.
Sam, women's basketball question. Shock and Mobley in the transfer portal. Who is Walls going after?
Right now, I know I can't remember her name, but it's a wing player, and I'm trying to remember what from the AC. I don't know why. Let me not say that on here, but it's an ACC wing. I'm drawing a blank on her name, which I'm kind of okay with. But we all knew Mobley was leaving. It was like a not very well kept secret, I guess is what you could say. But yeah, so it opened up 2 roster spots. I think he's only probably going to just fill one of them.
Okay. Garrett, Hoover doesn't matter where he comes from. If he wins, it don't matter. Justin McCord, Jeremy, have you spoken with Nolan since finding out about Pat? And if you have, what's Nolan saying about it? Well, funny story. I was actually with him this morning at an undisclosed location. I mean, that y'all can probably figure out if you follow me on Twitter. And we were talking about it when the news broke about both Richard pulling out, giggity, and Pat jumping in.
Sean, pulling out is
that's oh no, you can actually explain to him. This is the Wednesday show. But you can't
literally just pull it out.
Absolutely.
Before it happens.
What is Nolan saying about the hire? He thinks it's a solid hire. He thinks that, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I do, he thinks it's a solid hire, and it's going to be up to, as is in any job situation, it's going to be up to the next guy to decide whether they want Nolan. It's not his choice.
Right.
Why is Mark Lieberman all of a sudden a must? I mean, why is he not on the staff anywhere now? That's a great point.
It's a must. I just think it's something that could help, bridge the fans a little bit.
Absolutely. And he's intelligent.
Yeah,
Richard Pitino was never offered a job, right? That is my understanding. Again, we'll have to talk more about that after it's not as fresh and it's something that we can speak on a little bit more freely. Definitely don't want to get anybody in trouble, including myself. But all right, well, let's get to the next part of the show. Thank you to the 1,323 people. We normally get about 300 people on a Wednesday night. We got over 500,000 views on Sunday, so it pushed our subscribers up in our eyes, and we appreciate y'all tuning in, because at the end of the day, we do this because we love Louisville, and you're not going to get on here and see us be like, oh, F this guy or F that guy. Like, we're fair to everybody. Even when we didn't like Scott Satterfield, we were very fair. I was very nice. Sam was kind of a douche, but we were very diplomatic about it.
He was already starting to cheer for Miami.
Wait, he was cheering for who?
Miami,
That's crazy. Every time you say that word, Sam gets a ticker at the bottom. And picked Miami and hates our coaches. It checks out on my end, guys. I'm sorry.
Where's your Miami hat back there, Sam? I don't see it. Like, you got it hidden behind some of the other ones.
Listen, Higgy was responsible for getting us the rapid fire, but apparently a Twinkie truck ran in front of his house. And
his mom and dad showed up out of nowhere.
Are we believing that story, though?
No.
Okay.
No, it was a Twinkie truck. Literally, the Twink. Oh, boy.
No, the microwave went off with his Hot Pockets.
The deep pocket. So we don't have rapid fire for y'all, but we did fill up 2 segments with the coaching talk. Talk a little bit about the 502 Circle. Go to the 502circle.com. You can sign up for little as $1 a month. They've got $25 packages. Do what you can do. They're very thankful, and it will help build up the NIL here in the city of Louisville. Again, the Louisville live streams return. That is a question. Basically what it is, you download the Ravon Sports app. You're able to watch you're able to ask questions. It's a Q&A session. You get to ask the athletes the questions. Well, you get to type them up. I get to ask them. We've done several of these in the past. We did one with Miss Curry. We did one with Olivia and Sam. Who was with Olivia? Was it Nyla?
Nyla.
Sweet Nyla. And then we had a couple of baseball ones. We had Sebastian Gagora, JT Benson, Isaac Humphrey, and the other guy's going to kill me for forgetting who it Carson Leggett. I didn't forget. And then we also had on Mike James and Shane Buchanan, and we had on Willie Tyler. We've had a whole bunch of people on here. We appreciate it. It costs nothing to sign up for the Ravon Sports app. You just go into the Google Play or the Apple Store, download the Ravon Sports app. It's easy. Log in, sign up, log in, tap on Ravon, and join us. The athletes get. What do you tickled
I'm
about?
sorry,
Like
dude.
right in the middle of my pitch.
I keep looking down at Tanner, and it looks.
What is Tanner doing that's got you
No,
tickled?
it looks like he's about to fall asleep. Then he gets off. No, look. It looks like he's.
Oh no.
Looks like he's got like bug eyes. I'm sorry.
Mike Murphy in the building. What's up, Murph?
Murph.
But yeah, Ravon Sports app. You'll get the exclusive Q&As. It's a 20-minute Q&A. You get to ask all the questions you want. You get to type them all. I'll ask them. It's a great time. Let's get back over here to these comments, and we're gonna talk a little bit. So we have. I think keeping Nolan would be smart, says Justin McCord. Rich says WBB, was it Pitt's leading scorer, Walls is after? Sam?
No.
Okay.
He's opened to a whole lot of players, but no.
Okay. And Robbie, I'm sorry, Robbie, I'm trying to get Sam's customized ticker off the bottom of the screen right now. You'll have to excuse me. I apologize. And then Robbie says, only thing he has is if he does show out, teams will come after him. Would he jump ship? This hire could change the trajectory of the ACC. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. It could.
But here's the thing.
There's no loyalty to the university. There's no connection between Pat and the University of Louisville. What's up, Ransdale family?
What's up? Here's the thing with that, though.
Don't you point your water at me. Wes, get him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Too soon? I've only got one bottle.
Jerk.
If he does succeed, that means that our program is back to where we want it to be, and then I don't think some of these other names decline us that we wanted.
Fair enough. We're just going to talk a little bit about this before we go into the portaling, because we did want to talk about portaling a little bit. We've already talked about the Nolan interview, the mass love. There was like 27 people that wanted to be douche canoes and respond negatively. We talked about this morning. I told him, I was like, bro, we had over 500,000 views on the show, and his eyes got really big. And he's like, out of that, there was only about like 30 negative comments, right? I was like, yeah, that's what it's like. When you all keep thinking that Twitter, when you think Twitter is like real life and you get like 45 people hate tweeting you, you think all of Twitter is just negative, and it's not. Like, there's been a lot of love and support for him. We got called bums today because we let Nolan talk. We wanted to clear things up because here's the thing, and we won't get too into this because at the end of the day, we're a very peaceful place. We don't want to start any kind of stuff up, but there was an article that was put out, a one-sided article that was written that basically said everything was Nolan's fault and KP was absolved of any wrongdoing. And that was a very irresponsible article to put out. And it wasn't completely true. And we kind of know who the leak was, and it wasn't Nolan, but we can't really say who it was because we don't really want to get in any further trouble at all. But the fact is, you never write an article about condemning somebody without getting their side of the story too. I thought that was a little reckless. I expected more out of somebody. I won't even say the name.
We all know who it was.
Right. Expected more out of him because he is somebody that's been around a long time. But as people have shown this week, Bobby V to be exact, you make mistakes, you apologize for them. I surely made a mistake this past weekend that I've tried my best to apologize for, and it is what it is. Hey y'all, let's go Cards. We're on the move. We know,
just know
for sure. So
just tell them to look right here.
Another huge baseball series starting tomorrow against Florida State. Need to win the series bad. Yes, we do. But Nolan did ask me to pass along some messages. He loves you guys. He appreciates the support. He actually met one of the Twitter followers out today. I don't know that he wants me to tell this story. Well, I'm going to anyway. Our guy, Timothy Markwell on Twitter, he's got the son Cash. That's just been a big, little bitty dude. And for about 3 or 4 years, he's been showing out on Twitter his love for Louisville. Well, Nolan got in contact with him today after we worked out. After I watched Nolan work out at the gym earlier. And he reached out to Timothy and he was like, what's up, man? And Tim was like, oh man, glad. Basically, I'm kind of, paraphrasing here a little bit, but it was like, Thank you for your support, Timothy. I've seen it. I appreciate it. Timothy was like, oh, you're welcome, yada, yada, yada. I really like I wish you were going to be around longer. I'd really like to get my son's shirt signed. And Nolan was like, where are you at? Give me your address. I'm coming to you. And he signed the shirt. That's just the kind of, you don't do that if you're a jackass. Excuse my language. You just don't.
I wanted to say that.
Okay. Sorry. You don't do that if you're a jack. Is that better? No.
No, I wanted to say it.
I'm sorry.
Jackass.
So it is what it is. There you go. Joey got his little Charlie Fant in the building. What's good, Charlie? Doss Dragon for life.
That's
Dwight
right.
Stephen in
Double
the building.
D.
But he said, thanks for all the love and support. Keep sending him. Look, for every negative comment you see about him, don't respond to the negative comments. Those people aren't going to change their minds. They're either convinced the story was true, because there's been 4 or 5 people that I've seen make negative comments. They're people I'm Twitter close to. Y'all know what I mean by that. You're not you don't hang out with them, but you Twitter hang out with them a whole lot. So I had to reach out to them and be like, hey, look, that story wasn't true. And I gave them his side of the story too, and they've all took down their stuff. So here's what I'm gonna say: you see somebody hating on Nolan, you see somebody saying something negative about him, ignore it, and then send Nolan a message. Hey, Nolan, appreciate everything you've done. Send him every negative thing you see about him. Just send him a straight out positive message. The family was very, very happy with the interview that we did Sunday. They were ecstatic. He was finally able to get his side out. He took he took responsibility for a lot. He took atonement. There were some clips taken out of that were put on, and again, we're not saying no names because actually me and this guy is kind of cool. Well, not kind of, we are cool. And again, shout out to Mark Ennis was taken up for us today on his show this afternoon.
Yep.
Shout out to him.
Yep.
But there were some clips put out that kind of put Nolan in it. The guy says it wasn't done intentionally, but the second one he put out absolutely looked like he was just trying to get a ton of clicks out of it.
Clickbait.
And it made Nolan look really bad. If you go listen to the entire interview, which it's on YouTube, go check it out there. You can watch it. You can listen to it. Put it on.
What Mark Ennis was saying today. Listen to the entire thing.
It was a really good interview. Yeah. Fabian says, we know who that was. We like to call them clips. Absolutely. Matt says, I didn't know anything about Kelsey before today, but I'm sold. Let's go, Card fan. Fabian says his son is the Doss Dragon. Look, we always threw up the double Ds. Derek Anderson was really our first really big basketball star.
Yep.
Is that Teresa coming home early?
Derek Anderson.
Get back to work.
Then Tony Williams.
Love you. But Derek was the first one, and as a kid that was fortunate enough to be put under his wing in high school, and him kind of show me the ropes, man. And I started playing. We'd really never played basketball before. We threw the football around. We had a basketball goal at home, but
bro,
we had epic pickup games when I was in high school. But that was when I was in middle school.
Jason Osborne, all those guys rolled through to our house for because really the at home breakaway rim backboards and stuff had just adjustable goals had just gotten popular. We had one. We had a double driveway with the neighbor, and epic pickup games, and they all come through. Juwan, I dunked on all of them.
Yeah, well, we had the rim down on 6 foot.
Yeah.
Who was it the one time we were all getting ready to play, and Dad was underneath the basketball rim picking up some stuff, and one of our friends, I don't remember who it was, but grabbed the ball and was getting ready to dunk on him. Everybody's like, no, that's the dad. That's the dad. Don't do it.
I don't know, but I remember dunking on Casey, catching the sick oop, dunking on Casey Ison. It's probably on 7.
It probably.
Yeah.
Garrett Hoover says, Tanner hanging out in bed. Dude,
I'm not sure he's awake.
Dude, I'll do the next show standing up.
Tanner's hanging out in his hospital bed at home.
As long as you're not just in your pajamas.
Listen, Kevin Watson says, I feel bad. It was his question. You should feel bad. Kevin Watson says, I played at the crib with DA. Quentin says, Tanner's got bulletproof eyeglasses. My God.
Astigmatism and nearsighted will do that to you.
Dude, it was the light, I think, that was coming off the light above him. But, when I started laughing, it was because, it looked like his – this is not a –
pupils dilated.
This is not a joke, but he looked like the glasses part in the eyes looked like where's Waldo.
Fair enough.
And it just got me, man. I'm
It
like,
got
I
you.
couldn't stop laughing.
Let him read the next one.
Well, I also had the glass. His glasses look the same as the glass at King's Chicken. Wes, throw the flag and then pick it up and throw it again. It's a double flag moment. We don't have those very often. Quentin says,
It's all
just kidding,
good.
buddy. I love you, Tanner.
It's all good. I know.
But yeah, man, it's
I'm just meeting Tanner, so sorry, this is me, Tanner.
But here's the thing. I used to have when I was I was probably about 14 or 15. I still have astigmatism and I am nearsighted, but I also paid the extra like $75 so they can make them this thin, so I wasn't walking around looking like I had two aquariums sticking off the front of my face.
Didn't look like the old lady.
Not that Tanner does. I was saying so I didn't.
The old Navy lady's glasses.
Where's the beef? Look at it.
No, they were Wendy's.
You know, Dalton always says, here's something that struck me funny yesterday. I was coming down Dixie Highway. I forgot. Oh, we were going to Teresa's doctor's appointment.
Oh, not down Valley Station.
No.
Shively.
Lively, Shively. And we passed up Dalton's family store, All American Pool Supply. Now, Dalton always does this thing where he's like, sir, this is a Wendy's. Well, then I realized as we passed All American Pool Supply, it's in an old Wendy's.
Yeah, that's why.
Is that why he says that?
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
I don't know, though, because that place has been there forever, and I don't ever remember a Wendy's there.
I do. When we were in high school, that's where we went to Wendy's, and we went to Taco Bell up there. Kevin Watson piling on. Dude could look at the globe and see people waving at him. That's not funny.
He's got the Hubble telescopes.
That is not nice. That's funny. Robbie says, bye. Look, what we're not going to do. Look, Higgy and Sean are the guys that we pick on. What we're not going to do is pick on Tanner. Tanner is
I'm sorry, Tanner.
Great part of this podcast. We went honestly.
It was just funny.
We started up Live with 55 as a project to help young aspiring podcasters like Tanner, like Wes, like our guy Dex, aka Jeff Leff, to hop on here and kind of hone their skills and stuff. And then it kind of become a part where there was stuff happening during the week every week. So we're like, well, why not make this just like a second? WWE's got Raw and SmackDown. Why can't we have our own version of SmackDown?
Was this NXT?
No, this. Well,
it was a joke.
No, this is definitely not Level Up. That's for sure.
No.
Jenna Jump says, really hoping that we get to keep Nolan. If it doesn't work out that way, hoping we can have a meet and greet to say goodbye. We might be able to work that out at Cherry Picking to do a meet and greet. We'll talk about that. I think Sydney would love to do that because, you know, Nolan's been through a whole lot these last 2 years, especially with him not being able to necessarily do what he's good at doing. And again, we'll save that conversation for a long. Robbie, you do. I remember me and Steve's first trial run. Me and Steve's done a lot of radio together because first we did this, and we went over this the other day, but we'll do it again real quick. We were invited to do a Sunday sports radio show at a church in Mount Washington that me and him would get on. We did about 15 minutes of material and hopped off. Then I finally talked him and Justin Rink into doing a audio-only podcast, the CSZ Podcast. 6 weeks later, we were contacted by 790 and 93.9, and we decided to, pitch them. Like, they enjoyed what we were doing. We enjoyed what we were doing. And we decided, even though 93.9 was the more expensive station to buy time on, that's where we wanted to be. That's where Howie was. That's where Marcus was. That's where Ramsey and Rutherford was. That's where all the big guns were at that time, and we wanted to be a part of that. And we were, for 6 or 7 years, a vital part, number one in the ratings on the weekends on that network. Appreciate everything they did for us to let us be. I mean, they took our money, but they gave us the opportunity. And, then Dad got really sick, and I had to stop doing it for a while to be able to, for us to be able to take good care of him. So I stopped doing it for a little while, and then the pandemic happened, and a couple of guys that Tanner's familiar with
that were up to no good,
Jacob and Presley, hit me up and was like, man, we really want to do a crossover podcast with you all. And I was like, well, that's funny because Keith Kelsey and Ivan Green just happened to be at my house right now. They rolled over. I'm not sure it was that quick, but they did happen to show up that weekend. Keith was playing for Pittsburgh at the time, and Ivan was coming over to do the show with us. And, you know, we did that first podcast, and it was supposed to just be a one-time thing. All right, Sam. Sam, you got any final words before we let you hop off here? Because I'm sure you've either got a hot date or an Uber Eats order about to be delivered.
Uber Eats, though, bro?
I had to. Oh, wait a minute, really quick. For
Yeah,
those
throw
of
the
you all,
flag, bro.
listen, for those of y'all that love Sam, please remember this.
You might have a hot date with Uber Eats included.
I was insinuating that, like, you knew the driver. Like, she was about to serve you up something hot and spicy. I wouldn't. By the way, Sam picked Miami and hates our coaches.
Yep.
Go ahead. Any final words for Sam? We're going to go ahead and let you go so we could talk a little bit. We were about to talk about wrestling.
Soon.
You got to bounce too. Well, you know, we didn't intend for this to go this long. We got about 8 minutes left. And then can you stay for 8 more minutes, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay, don't be so selfish the next time and interrupt our show.
Loser.
But you had the pregame show for football on Saturdays. Yeah, we did. We not only had the pregame show for football, a couple of those highlights, but Muhammad Ali passed away early Saturday morning, and I'll never forget the call that we got when we're like, you're going to have millions of people tuned in to listen to you all today. We're going to cut a little bit out of the middle of your show so Ramsey and Rutherford could come on. But anything that happened on Friday, the infamous Friday news dump, the first people to talk about it in the city of Louisville that next morning was me, Steve, Justin, and then eventually Marcus and parents switched off and joined us. Love those guys. But yeah, we did. And then I actually met Robbie for the first time. They were doing the 24 hours of ESPN coverage, and they allowed me and Steve to have it was against Florida State. It was the Ali game, and we got the prestigious 5:30 to 8:30 time slot. So we had to be up early as bleep. And that's where I met Robbie for the first time. And yeah, never forget Sam loves him some Miami. Let's go ahead and throw that up again.
Yeah, he hates Louisville coaches.
Just a tweet. Garrett says, I'm glad somebody said it. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, John Lindemann, the very tiny John Lindemann in the building. Look, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. We've talked about everything we wanted to. Louisville live stream coming to you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Rave On Sports app brought to you by the 502 Circle, 502circle.com. Make your monthly NIL contributions there. You can sign up. They take it out like a Netflix subscription out of your account. Makes it really, really easy. Shout out to Nolan and the family. Glad that we were able to provide you such a big platform. You could have done that anywhere, and you chose to do it here. Shout out to Mark Ennis for kind of clearing some stuff up and just kind of being like, hey, just listen to the whole thing. You can take the clip part, but listen to the whole thing. After we hop off here, there are many spaces I'm sure that have started right now. I'll go ahead and check out which ones are going, so that way I can give everybody their proper. We have the Power 10 podcast that have their space going on. That's actually the only one going right now. Louisville Sports Live on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. Wes, any last words? Not in life, but just for the show tonight. Hopefully.
Let's get behind our coach and see where this goes, man. Go Cards. Oh, spring practice on Friday. I'm gonna try and be there.
All right. He's gonna be at the spring practice on Friday. The spring game is April the 19th, come up here in about 3 weeks ish. Tanner, your final. Do what, Wes?
Collision Course tailgate for the spring game, of course.
Collision Course tailgate for the spring football game. It's right behind the El Nopal that used to be a Dollar General, that used to be a Wendy's, that used to be the Cardinal Hall of Fame Cafe. There's a big parking lot behind it. That's where they're set up, right there by the gate. It's easy to find. Garrett, Doc, is that his name? Is Doc? Is that what they call him? Doc Davis?
Yeah.
But what's his real name? I always forget his real name. I just call him Doc.
Curtis.
Why do I always forget Curtis? Garrett, Rhino, Bill, no, not Kevin. Why am I forgetting? Craig. How you forget Craig? Craig get fired on his? No, Craig didn't get fired on his day off, did he? Oh, wait a minute, Garrett.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
You're going to be at the stadium for the spring game. They're not going to be at the El Nopal.
Oh.
Garrett, really quickly, tell us where exactly at the stadium.
What lot?
Nice. That's awesome. John Lindemann says, smile, Joey. Robbie says, Power 10 has been going all day. That they grind like that. That's what they do. Daniel Garcia, let's go, gentlemen. What's good, Daniel? Former Daniel, were you a student manager? I believe you were for one of the coaches that used to be here. I can't remember, Patino. Amanda says that's when I really started listening to everybody too in 2015. We actually got started. We even had, so we've been doing this probably since 2010, because in 2012, me and Steve had this video version of the show along with our guy John Hancock from Kentucky Sports.co, not KY Sports TV, and our guy Tony in there, but Kentucky Sports.co. And we had a video version of the show, the Cardinal Pulse, that really took off. And that's really what made us want to get, we were transitioning and really got everything started. But yeah, shout out to Power 10. Probably the gold lot, says Garrett. Garrett, let us know beforehand. Look for the wavy, inflatable, flailing arm man and bumping music. Okay. All right. So we're looking for Wes Brown, because you know how he gets when that wind starts hitting. Absolutely. So I got Sam. Did you ever say your last words, or were you just sitting there like, I got to get to the car?
No, no. I would echo the similar sentiments of Wes. Hey, it might not be the coach we want, but it's the coach we got. Let's support the team. Let's show out there like we know Louisville fan base is, and do our part to bring Louisville back to where we think we need to be, or where we should be.
And that's what I'm doing tomorrow by not going to the press conference. I'm doing my part, and I'll go to the next one. He'll have one here next week. Joey, your last words.
Maryland's. Well, I'm going to go easy on Maryland right now. They had a tragedy yesterday.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm not gonna hate on Maryland right now.
But to be clear, you're talking about the University of Maryland.
True, but just to keep from any confusion, but prior to any of the people that are affected by that, but still get your pet spayed or neutered. Help control the pet population, and if you're UK fans, try to not procreate as much so there aren't help. That's still pet population, little kitty cats. So, yeah.
And just a reminder, we're like he said, taking it easy on Maryland tonight. But UK fans, we just want a reminder: you already know this, but you suck.
Huh. That's very fair. Dwayne, what's good, Card family? Prayers from Robbie. John Linman says Higgy sucks. B9 says he hopes I don't go. I'm not going to go. Jeff says I got on here too late, but I called Pat Kelsey as my out-of-the-box pick. He did. That's very true.
I said Pat Kelsey like November.
No, you didn't.
I know, I'm kidding.
Next time, so Sunday, if he's free, then we're going to have Liebs on the show. Mark Lieberman. I asked him to hop on here for a second tonight, but he's out to dinner with the family, so I did give him very short notice. Like, we started talking about him, and I was like, oh, let me hit him up, see if he'll come on. So we'll try to have him on here very soon. My final words are this: let's stop all the online hatred. Let's stop all the angerness. Let's support everybody. Like, we have 1,700 people here on a Wednesday night during primetime television hour supporting U of L and sports and U of L sports takes. And we could not thank you all enough. Again, we're about to hop off here shortly, but there is right now Louisville Sports Live on ESPN 93.9 The Ville if you want to keep listening, keep talking. And the Power 10 podcast is going live as well right now. I did get a tweet from at Ville Sports Live. They're doing a Twitter space tomorrow at noon with Andrew Miller, who covers the College of Charleston. So if you want some more information, follow Ville Sports Live. They're doing a Twitter connection. No, man, we appreciate you all tuning in, Sam. Not Sam Basden. We don't, because I think, if I'm correct, that
he hates Miami.
That Sam
he loves Miami. He
Miami.
hates Louisville coaches.
Yeah, it says it on the bottom of the screen. It's crazy.
I mean, if it says it there, it's true.
It's absolutely true. Let's get through a couple more of these comments, and we're going to sign off here. But let's get back to loving each other. Let's get back to supporting Louisville sports. I thought we hired Travis Kelsey, 20,000 Swifties at every home game. Listen, listen, wrong Kelsey, but let's hope he has the same effect. Definitely excited. Hope he keeps Nolan. I hope Sydney and Nolan are. They put the show on at Cherry Picking while we were doing it live on Sunday. So look, we appreciate y'all's love. We appreciate your support. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We get more credit. I would love to be able to start paying these guys, and YouTube we just got enough YouTube subscribers to get some income from this. I'd love to start paying them. So subscribe to us over there, because 500,000 YouTube subscribers will be paying us a whole lot more than 500,000 Twitter watchers and Facebook watchers. So we prefer Cardinal Sports Zone 55, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Card Sport Zone. Facebook is Cardinal Sports Zone, 3 words. 4, Wes Keys, whose Twitter's underneath us. 4, I am the Higgy, who's following an ice cream truck around his neighborhood. 4, our guy Tanner Hickman, the superb producer. He's going to be the Rookie of the Year for Cardinal Sports Zone. And our normal Sunday guys, Sam Baisden and Joe Wallman. I'm Jeremy Wallman. And let's get these. Here's the thing, really quickly. I know I said I was wrapping the show up, and I will. But I always end the show, and then 3 seconds later, 15 comments come in. So if I don't read them, just know we saw them. But again, NIL, you're listening, says Rob. Don't pay Sam. He picked Miami. Fair enough, John. That's very short man, John Lindemann. But we appreciate all y'all's love and support for Wes, Tanner, Sam, Joey, and myself. We appreciate you guys. Until next time.
Hey, hit that fire outro.
We don't have.
Oh, we don't have one on.
Oh, we got a video.
I'm a newbie.
Yeah, you're a newbie.
Hit that fire video.
We got a dope outro.
Uneffing believable.
Shut up, Sean. All right, let's hit the outro. We're out of here. Until next time, this has been Live with 55, a subsidiary of the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast Network. Hit the video, Sean.
We throw the mails and you take them home. When they ring the bells, you know that it's on. The bar is set, we setting the tone. If we set it, then set it in stone. Now sit in the seat and set up your phone. You in the Cardinal Sports Zone.